And with that excellent display of randomizer awesomeness, that has brought my time here with SDAT 2021 to an end. I'm going to pass you off to my dear friend, CJ. It's Unglued. I will catch you all at the next event. Have a good night, guys.
All right, everybody, it's that time. CJ has come back to a stat. I get up there for the high notes. CJ says, Tass, how's it going? Yes, we're all wishing our Orcrist a very good luck on his run. I gotta take a pause for the cause and let you guys know what we got going on for the end of day 6. Now, this is pretty crazy. I'm here with you, though. I'm going to hold your hand. I'm going to walk you through everything. We have met every incentive I said before I was rudely interrupted by my own hand. Every incentive. We have one incentive left staring us in the face for today. I know tomorrow it's going to be crazy. Y'all are going to go Pog. You're going to Zerg it. You're going to go off. And I know that, chat. I know that. And I think $6,000 is somehow on the table, which is insane. Insane in the membrane. So let me talk about what we got going on. Let me walk you through it. So we just passed $5,200 and 50. 5250. We just passed it. We're $1.01 over the bar. That is the pole vault of these sorts of things. We hit CC is going to be playing Persona 5 on SpeedDocs. He's going to be playing through it. Now, for convenience sake, for mental health sake, there are going to be some nights where he plays it on his local channel. His own channel, CC Neverender, twitch.tv/CC Neverender. But he's going to be doing some stuff on the SpeedDocs channel. You know, he's going to let you know. If you don't know, now you know. Thank you to everybody that donated during that great SMZ3 showcase. Thank you, Wago, Ancient Gamer, and Leslie Pro. That was a lot of fun. We always have a lot of fun. We always enjoy those. So let me peep this. As the children say on the internet, chat, peep this. Peep this drip. Am I doing it right? We have $173 out of $240. Now that was $400 earlier, guys. See, when donations don't go to anything, y'all DM me and then I allocate it. Okay? When your donos don't go towards something, I lower the thing. So we're really close. We're $67 away from seeing the early Master Sword Glitch Showcase. Discovered yesterday. This is cutting edge. Cutting edge whistle blow. Awesome, right? We have some bad news. I will be the bearer of bad news. So the bad news is that we unfortunately are not going to have the inside run tomorrow. That was supposed to be the start of day 7. It was going to be a great start to the day. That's not going to happen. So we're going to respect the privacy of everybody involved. It's not going to happen. So me and Quo sat down and we pulled out every run that we can do. We derusted. And this is what we got instead. So at noon, you can tune in for the final day of SpeedDocs, and you will see Quo playing Mario Party 2 Minigame Coaster Normal. There's going to be a bid war up soon. I'm going to do that right now. For selecting the character that he will play, there is an incentive, a very small incentive, to do a optional Driver's Ed showcase. This will be a very small Driver's Ed showcase incentive just to kind of, make up for what we're not giving you. Nobody donated to the inside incentive, so there's no risk there. No one paid for something they're not going to get. We don't have to make up for anything. And then afterwards, and I did a practice run just to make sure I still got it. Old Sieger in the barn, still got it. I was going to make an Animal Farm reference, but I kept thinking of Fiddler songs. Anyway. If I were a rich man. No. Anyway, I'm going to be doing Mario Kart 64. If I were a wealthy man, I wouldn't have to work hard. Yabba dibba 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 dum. All day long I've been a bit rich. Idle diddle 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 man. Alright, that's my fiddler. I'm sorry. It was Tevi's understudy. It was a senior though, okay? 6K is SDAT team production of Fiddler. Oh man, that makes CC the dude with the sewing machine. Which means he gets the attractive daughter. Alright, so we are going to go. We're going to take a quick pause for the cause. Don't go touching that dial. If you do, you might Laser Wolf. Yeah, he's going to be Laser Wolf. When we come back, we'll be live with Breath of the Wild, Master Sword, Restricted. Stay tuned.
Years. That's about how long it takes for a kid to grow up. And a lot can change in that time. Since the year 2000, 30 million more people have fled their homes due to conflict, the most in history. But in that same time span, caring individuals and organizations like Save the Children have made positive change for children. 50 million more kids reached their 5th birthday, and 49 million more kids have healthy food. 94 million fewer kids were forced into harmful labor, and 115 million more kids are in school. 11 million fewer girls were forced to marry. 3 million fewer girls gave birth, and 12,000 fewer children were killed by violence. All this positive change, rippling from one childhood to the next. Imagine how many more lives we can change in our lifetime.
All right, everybody. The final run of SpeedDocsAthon Day 6, featuring Cat. And I'm going to give you a bit of an intro here, pal. The ultimate Breath of the Wild runner. If other people submit Breath of the Wild, I don't take it. And you know why? Because this man, look at him. You see him. His clothes are on fleek. His style incomparable. He is the definition of premonition. I don't know what that means, but he is. And he is here every single time we call, which is either an indictment on him or us. But his name is Orcrist. And Cat, what's Cat's name? Co-commentator.
Marcy, co-commentating.
Marcy, give it up for Marcy. Cat Jams in the chat. What are we going to be doing today, Orcrist?
We're going to be doing Master Sword Restricted, which means something that I'll explain in just a minute, and I want to thank you guys for having me on, like you said, for the 4th time. We'll go ahead and get the new game started. The timer starts when we get control of Link. But yeah, we're doing Master Sword Restricted. People who maybe know a thing or two about Breath of the Wild are aware that there are a number of glitches that you can do to get the Master Sword early. Without the required 13 hearts, but what we're going to do is we're going to do 40 shrines in about an hour and a half or so. It's going to be very trick heavy, very precise movement and execution, so I hope you enjoy. Maybe the first thing that you'll notice about the game is that the voice acting is going to be in Italian, and that's just a special little treat for you guys out there. And I'll let you know why in just a few minutes. So if you know anything about Breath of the Wild speedruns, we're not going to do any of the beginning tutorial section of the plateau as intended. We're going to skip all these opening cutscenes, and we're going to skip the plateau tower. So now timer's going to start in 3, 2, 1, go. Alright, first thing we gotta do is grab this Sheikah Slate. It is a required item to get the runes and to get off plateau as of today. And we're also going to be using it to clip out of bounds to avoid all those opening cutscenes. So Zelda tells us that's the Sheikah Slate. Go ahead and take it. And what I'm going to do after we get this text box is I'm going to start mashing the scope button to get through the first, like, introductory cutscene that you get when you first press the scope button. And the reason I'm going to do that is it's going to help us clip out of bounds. So what I do is I run up here onto this ledge and run into this corner and put the camera in a specific spot. And, oh, one tap, okay. So we're out of bounds now, and we need to climb up out of here, because the weird thing about Breath of the Wild is out of bounds has collision on both sides of walls, so we gotta clip back in bounds, which we're gonna do right there, and we're back out. First thing you'll notice me doing is a thing called whistle sprinting, where all you do is you just hold the whistle button down and mash the sprint button, and it lets you sprint infinitely without losing stamina. And we're kind of alternating between running and whistling, just to kind of like maximize speed. We're also going to pick up some food, because that's going to be needed for healing Link along the way. And we're grabbing this pot lid, which if you don't know, is by far the best item in the game. Don't at me. And then we quickly piece out of there. And then we're going to get into this cold section and grab our trusty axe, which we're going to use for a number of different things. And then you'll notice also that we're moving through the cold section of the game, which is going to be a bit of a problem for us because we're going to continuously take damage. So we need to be a bit quick here. I'm being added right now, and I'm not quite sure why, but if anything's wrong, just let me know. We're going to be doing a little bit more quick movement out of here, and then we're going to go up to this Wago camp, and we're going to steal a bow and some arrows from these guys. And I got that guy running at me already, which is not good. So I'm going to quickly get around him to this guy, knock the bow out of his hands, and hopefully he stays out of our way. Okay. And right there I got what's called a fast climb, which if you take the momentum toward yourself, or sorry, toward the wall, and cancel the surf animation, you can get a little bit of a boost up there. Oh, he was adding me. I get it. Trusting a streamer to remember the jokes they make, that's a risky business right there. Alright, so what we're doing right now is a thing called Skew Clipping. what I did was I got a shield surf onto the shrine lip there, which put me into a skew state, like tilting Link backward as he does a shield jump, and I use that state to clip into the shrine right there. And that lets us avoid activating the main Great Plateau Tower. Alright, so first rune we get here is the Stasis Rune. It's maybe the second most useless rune that we have right now in the game out of the main 4. We're only going to use it for a couple different things in this run, but you do need to get it, otherwise you won't get the paraglider from the old man at the end of the plateau. We just use it to freeze that, and then freeze this block up here. And then we're going to be doing the infamous Swiffy jump, who is in chat, I believe. Or maybe it's the opposite of the Swiffy jump. I don't know. The meme is too thick at the moment. Oof, that was close. Alright, so we got our first Spirit Orb, and that is the first shrine done. Alright, not bad. So we're going to be doing a couple of different little tricks here coming up that I'll explain more, but I want to give you guys a chance to hear the glory that is Italian Old Man. This is the entire reason why I've switched the console voice acting to this language. Listen carefully. Gets me every time. Alright, now this guy wants to talk to us, and we're just going to mash through these text boxes, choosing some specific options here just to reduce the number that go through. And then we're going to do a couple different tricks. One, we're going to do a stasis ride, which we're going to use the rune we just got to send a boulder up onto a cliff. That boulder right there. And then we're going to do a bullet time bounce, which you've probably seen that before. It's a trick that's a few years old now, but it's a very handy way for getting around the plateau. So 4 hits and an arrow shot up here. We lost our arrow, that sort of sucks, but it's fine. And then we shield surf into position for this guy. We need to use these bokoblins for something, and we're going to draw them into position with an arrow shot. We go into bullet time and a shield jump, and if we hit them in the right way, it'll send us flying up here toward the Cryonic Shrine. We almost got hecked by the loads there, but we were able to get past it. And now we're going to do another skew clip into the Stasis Shrine, or sorry, the Cryonic Shrine. There is a much faster clip, but I'm no good at it, so we just do the old tried and true one. A little bit messy there on the elevator, but it's fine. So there's a weird thing going on there with that bullet time bounce. The collision with the enemy in bullet time sends Link flying at apparently 19 times the speed of normal. So it's like a damage boost, sort of, but it's just storing the collision and multiplying the speed into your shield. Alright. This is the most useless rune. There's maybe only 1 or 2 nice little tricks with the cryo, and we won't really use any of them for this run. But again, we need to get it. And there are also a couple little fancy tricks you can do to finish this shrine quicker, but, you know, unlike CJ said, I'm not the best, so I can't do them. At least not with any kind of reliability.
Hey now! That's only mildly correct.
There we did get the cryo jump though, so that's pretty nice. That saves a few seconds. Yo bings. Okay. And now we're going to be heading toward the Magnesis Shrine. And this is maybe the hardest bullet time bounce in the category. I guess the hardest on plateau. But if we do it right, we'll get a low and fast enough angle that the Magnesis Shrine will be completely unloaded, and we won't have to clip in. So we'll see if I can get that right now. So again, we line up in a specific spot and shoot an arrow into a specific spot. That might be too early. It's okay. It's not going to get all the way there, but it's pretty good. We're just a few frames early on that one, but not the worst. And I'll have to end a little bit early just so I don't die. And we went into the mud pile. Perfect. Thank you, game. Thank you, thank you. Now we have to do that again, and we're down an arrow.
Could I sneak in a quick donation?
Of course.
We have a $20 donation from Anonymous that says, my favorite part of every SDAT is seeing Orchrist. Orchrist won IIA.
Thank you so much. I have
we are $56 away.
I have theories. I have theories, but who knows? Who knows for sure? All right, so we got the bad angle, which not too much of a surprise given what just happened. But it's okay. We got some arrows out of it. We're doing a little bit of a tree launch there to get us, or a rocket tree, if you will, to get me over to this shrine. And I'm gonna open up this box. I promise it'll happen soon. And RNG decides we get one baked apple. Okay. That clip wasn't so bad. Loses quite a bit of time to miss that BTB once, but who knows? Who knows where this run will take us?
Any way the wind blows.
I'd break out into some Hobbit cartoon songs, but I'm far too nervous. Alright, so here is Magnesis. Well, maybe this is the most useless one. I don't know. They're all bad. The only good one is bombs. It's the one we're going to use the most. But I think that this is maybe my favorite shrine to do movement-wise. It just looks and feels smooth when you do it right. So we flick this guy out of here. Hop up these stairs. Use this block without breaking stride. Say hello to Greg. This dude's name's Greg. He's gonna shoot me. Or maybe not. Okay. And then we're moving on to the bomb shrine. Just a minute behind. Who cares? Alright, moving on to bombs. Couple quick little tricks. Unlike the last couple BTBs that we've done, where we used an arrow to draw these guys into position for us, we're going to let them see us, which is going to be a bit scary, but I promise it's going to be fine once we get there. But to get there, we're going to do a box walk, which I'm going to use the Stasis Rune to send this over to these guys, with me on top of it. Nice. It's not an easy one to do. He actually hit me with the barrel, which is fine. Took a heart damage. I'm gonna try to land on the wall. We missed, but that's okay. Oh, also, you're noticing that I'm not dying. Haha. So that's a trick called fall damage cancel. If you throw a weapon and then unequip that weapon or your shield in the middle of it, it just sort of convinces the game that you're falling from a different elevation than you are, so you survive. Alright, now we're going to get bombs, which is the most useful rune in speedrunning so far. It allows us to do wind bombs, which I'm sure you've seen before. It's a trick that's been around for about 2 years now. And they have a lot of different variations to them, many of which I'll be showing off in this run. I'm a bit worried about my health. Typically we'd have full health right now, but depending on where I land, I may or may not have to eat. We'll kind of play it by ear. Just try to be careful. Another weird thing about launches, though, in this game is a thing called ragdoll. The ragdoll mechanic, Link getting flung across by, you know, an enemy or a projectile or whatever. That ragdoll mechanic is what we use to abuse things for these launches. Oh, we took no damage. Cool game. But what upsets that ragdoll mechanic is these shield clips. Doing a shield flip and unequipping the shield in midair, for whatever reason, confuses the game. It stops any ragdoll launching from happening anywhere. So we do a quick little shield jump, as I did there, to remove that ragdoll glitch briefly, and then do our launch. And we shouldn't have any issues with that going forward, so everything should be fine now. Alright, so now we are done with our 4 shrines. We are going to be moving on to get the paraglider from the old man, and then we'll be on our way into this speedrun.
Ooh.
Alright, the next trick we're doing is a wind bomb over to the trees, where we're going to do another rocket tree. But we need to land pretty low. We needed to have the angle be pretty low to the ground. Otherwise we'll die. And that should be fine. Alright. Now we're going to use this tree to get over there. To the Temple of Time. Alright, that was a good grab. And I was swapping weapons there to kind of manipulate the loads. And that was a pretty good segment there. Alright, so Old Man gives us a couple cutscenes that we can skip. And we have the paraglider, and now we're free to leave the plateau. But what I'm going to do before we activate the Great Plateau Tower is we're going to go get some fire and ice arrows. This is not the normal route that others would do, but it's what I do for kind of like an ease of completing the run. And it only wastes about 20 seconds. Now we're going to aim a little bit this way. And right there, what I did was called a super launch, which I'll explain those in just a second. After we get to the Great Plateau Tower, and we'll have a little time to ourselves. Can I eat? Yep, go ahead. Good.
I have a $5 donation from Rach. Smiley face. Good luck, Mr. Goblin Cleaver.
Thank you, Rach. So what I did there was I ate when I got there, which pausing the game forces the game to load, so it made those chests load in once I got there. Alright, now that we're at the Great Plateau Tower, I can explain a little bit about super launches, because they're interesting and kind of funky. In this game, kind of related to that ragdoll mechanic, you have literally 2 parts to Link's model. You have his, quote, soul and his body. The body is what you see, and the soul is what the game is actually tracking as his position on the map. And I'm probably butchering this explanation, but when the game senses that the coordinates of Link, his soul, are separating too far from his body, the game stops you. So if you tumble down a hill, you don't just fall infinitely forever. The game has a built-in mechanic to stop you so you don't just die every time. But what we do is we abuse that mechanic by inducing lag, and that causes the two to separate. And if you're able to pause the game as they're separating and then pull the glider on the next frame, then it increases your speed by about 50%. So you're going to be seeing a lot of those super launches where I'm pause buffering to make sure that the speed increases. Word for word the Bible says. Yes, yes. Big Breath of the Wild fans, Bible writers through the ages. So there we did a backflip setup for a wind bomb and into another super launch, just sending us to the Wago Kata Shrine, which I know that it's late, everyone, but you're about to experience some of the most intense gameplay of your life in a mere matter of seconds. Like, you're going to be wide awake in just a second after you see the intense action of this shrine, so I hope you're prepared. We skip the cutscene, we run this way, we run some more, we jump, we run, we glide, we stop gliding, we run, we glide, we run some more, and it's over. I'm very sorry about that, but we had to do that. Okay. I know, it was intense. I apologize. I really should warn you guys before that. I should have said something at the beginning of the run, but here we are. Alright, next we're going to Wago Kata, which, this is one of my favorite launches when it actually works out. So we'll see if we get this. A thing that you're going to see me do a lot in this run is laying these bombs in midair and then turning before I detonate them. Which I got there, but it was kind of weak, so we're actually going to have to land. No, actually we're going to conserve food and run. But we were able to super it, so it went most of the way. But what turning does is it can change your trajectory and increase your speed, depending on where you're looking and how you're turning. Now in this shrine, pretty simple one. We're going to use the walls to our advantage here. We're going to ricochet off them and hopefully make that. Okay, thank you, Wago Kata. Very kind of you. Sometimes that ricochet hacks you just a little bit, but we were able to get through that one without too much trouble. Alright, next is maybe the first, I guess, big test in this run. Ooh, sorry about that. A difficult wind bomb to get there and a difficult wind bomb inside of it. But we'll see if we can nail that. Another thing that I should probably mention is that I actually ran this category here for the boys of SDAT. Alright, we didn't get a super launch. But that's okay. We should get most of the way. Nah, we'll do a midair. I actually ran this category about a year ago, and at that time, I think the world record was something like 128 or 129. It's gone down considerably because there is a reroute, and I will be doing the reroute for this this run for you today. And it has a trick in it that may take some of you by surprise, so something to look forward to in about 20 minutes. Oh no. Oh no. So I did a pretty good turn wind bomb there, but we clipped the ceiling, which messed up the ability to pull the glider. Oh my gosh. And Link just yeeted himself off the ice block into the water. What a guy. Perfect. Anyway. Like I said, first big test is how good that one goes, and it did not go well, but oh well. Alright. Next we'll be getting some food for the whole run, really. There may be some safety food that I pick up just in case at some point, depending on how a thing or two goes, but we're definitely going to stop in this forest just to pick up a few things. So we do this setup where we aim at the shrine and put down the square bomb in front of us. 2 hops forward. I really tried to muscle that super in there, but the game had other ideas. We'll just do another midair there, which will send us right at our first arty radish over here. And we're just going to be picking up some food, so if there's any more donations you want to throw at me, now is a great time.
No donations quite yet. However, we are $42 away from that incentive. And yeah, we get those donations in. We have this incentive and the Mario Party 2 incentive tomorrow. Both of them are close.
Alright, so this is the most cursed shrine, maybe. If it's not first, it's second, and I'll show you why. We're not going to be doing any wind bombs in here, so if you miss them, don't worry, they'll be back soon. But we're first going to do a little shield jump onto a cryo block here. And then we're going to put up a cryo block to distract that guy. And I want to conserve my stamina just a little bit. And I'm gonna chase down this plank here. Alright, we did it just fine, so it's fine. It's not cursed, it's great. It's the best shrine, it's good. Alright. Next we're heading to SpeedDocsAthon, which this is one of my favorite shrine strats. It's pretty swaggy when it works out well. This is one that I started implementing first, and everyone took influence from it, and it's pretty cool. But of course, we got to get there first, so we use our old trusty wind bomb. And I'm gonna eat here for full health, and also to kind of manipulate the loads. And then swap over to square bomb. That sends us right about to the shrine terminal. And what we're going to do is we're going to use that ragdoll correction shield neutral jump. And it's going to allow us to get blown through the pond here, through a hole that you can't really see on the screen. I'm going to eat just so I don't regret all of my life decisions. Because you can die going through there. And I kind of took my time with that, because sometimes you can scrape the walls doing that one, or mess up the alignment, and I didn't want to have to do it again. But we took care of that one just fine. Okay. Next we're going to Kakariko, a very brief visit, where we're actually going to make a little pit stop for some added health. And you might think that that is kind of a waste, because it does take time to trade in shrine orbs for hearts, but it actually does quite a bit of good for the route. It means you have to get less food, eat less, all that sort of stuff. And we're also going to be doing a different kind of wind bomb that I haven't quite shown just yet. So I'm going to get up to this cliff. Oops. And eat so I don't die. And then we're going to do a midair turn. Which that wasn't great. But it's at least going to get us where we want to go. And maybe the added benefit is that it's going to give the goddess statue a second to load in, which typically is a problem. Because you see there, it's just a bib floating out in space. Alright, there it goes. So yeah, we're gonna trade in for 2 hearts really quick. And after we're done with this, we're going to go ahead and take care of the Cryonic Shrine that sits above Kakariko, which, if you played this game before, it's kind of a tutorial shrine. It teaches you some basic combat stuff. With any luck, we're going to entirely skip all of that. And it's kind of tricky, so we'll see. I'm going to quickly turn this way. And if you remember those shield clips that I did on Plateau earlier, we're going to do something similar. We're going to bonk up there to get Skew facing to the north. And then we're going to use that to clip through the walls in this shrine. But before we do that, we're going to pick up this shield because it's pretty useful for the rest of the run. And then we're going to aim at a specific spot and pray. That may or may not have worked, I don't know. It did work. Alright. So if that didn't work, we would get a cutscene. A Guardian Scout would come through the ground. It would waste about 20 seconds, but we got through that no problem. And because we did a shield clip, we have to make Link ragdoll so that we fix that correction. Not bad. Okay. Now we're coming to truly the cursed shrine, Hadahamar, which is had a hand in ending many a run of mine. So with any luck, we will not die or it will not fail us, because it sometimes just really does feel like RNG, and you'll see why in a second. Alright, so first we're going to get out of Kakariko over these hills. And we missed the super launch. Which is not a big deal. Now we're going to do another turn wind bomb. That should be good enough. It's not the fastest one, but it's going to take us where we need to go. And that's not the cursed part. You'll see. You'll see, trust me. And there's our boy right down there in the mist. Alright. So what we're going to do is 2 ricochet strats that may or may not go wrong depending on how the game's RNG system decides to make Link flop through the air. We'll hop on this peg here. Okay, first part is okay, and we blew up the square just to make sure that we can use it again. Alright. We were able to pull the glider and we didn't die, so Hadahamar was kind. Okay. Alright, next we're coming up to maybe one of the more difficult shrines out there. I wouldn't call it cursed, it's just hard. Ridahi has a very low ceiling, so we need a very low, speedy guy to get through it. And it's also in kind of an awkward position, so we'll have to do sort of a tricky mid-air wind bomb to get there. Okay. Don't know what bullet time is, apparently. Okay. Hopefully Link doesn't walk on any of these walls. Okay. Sometimes he decides he wants to walk on a wall. Alright. Now we pray. Who knows what will happen? That was terrifying. Okay, we did it. Alright, so in the next shrine, we're going to be doing that trick I was talking about, the big reroute. What this is called is a shrine coordinate warp, and I have a tutorial on it on YouTube. But what it is it's essentially a wrong warp. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to store the activation and cutscene of the elevator of this shrine and take it to one that is directly overhead. So what we need to do first is save, just in case. And then we're going to pull out, believe it or not, a pepper. And fun fact about this game, if you light a pepper on fire, it causes an updraft. Okay. So what I did was I used the updraft to glide out of there, and I did a technique where I stored the elevator while standing on the wall, and then once I landed, the cutscene triggered and pulled me into She Veneer, which is some 800 feet over your head. It's a very useful glitch. It's knocked more than an hour off of the world record of all shrines. It's nutty. And getting it first try is pretty cool. So, I guess to explain a bit more about it, the game doesn't really care what elevator you're storing. Like, they have the same coding, I suppose. What it cares about is what load radius you are nearby when you activate the cutscene. And we figured out that all shrines loading zones go straight up and down to the ground and upward. So all I have to do is stand underneath the shrine that I'm trying to get into it with that glitch. And Shivanath is just like She Veneer, just mirrored. Do the same thing. And now, unlike the previous route, we're going to be heading toward Farron. Alright. So this is kind of a difficult wind bomb path. It's pretty far, and there aren't really a lot of backups if you mess up, so we're going to do our best to not mess up any of these various wind bombs here. Okay, apparently we're going too fast, says the game, so we lagged out. Okay, good backup. Not what you like to see, but here we are. Now we're kind of stuck out here in the middle of nowhere. But it's alright. Okay. Now I'm going to do what's called a quick midair. So that uses next to no stamina, and it has a lot of horizontal speed to it. I gotta be careful not to drown. Okay. And then we just hop onto the waterfall and get ourselves a Shota Saw. Not bad. Now this one's a bit tricky. I'm going to be using square first, the square bomb first, which typically use the circle for front hops, but if we do it right, we'll get a low enough angle that sends us all the way into this cage ahead. Nice. Not bad. Now we'll be going to Hakuna Makukanata, which is the lightning shrine. If you've played this casually, you have to use a metallic object and blow up the covering around it. We actually figured out within the last few months that you can clip into the walls, so I'll be attempting to do that right now in a pretty quick fashion. I go over to the waterfall, and this sends us... Oh my god, I actually hit the wall, but it's okay, I'm alright. And I'm gonna aim right about there, which is not ideal because I didn't go as far as I usually would, so we're gonna have to use cryo blocks. No, alright. Well, that's too bad. Two, three, four, five. Yeah, cryo ended up being useful after all. Come on. This is a bit of a nightmare right now. Okay. Well, we're up here. Okay, so shield clip. Throw the axe. We didn't mean to do that. And then we clip right into here. Okay. Do it for mercy. We made it. Alright, so I'm kind of hoping that my shield breaks now, because I need to do a ragdoll fix again, because I did a shield clip, and I'm hoping that it breaks and I do flop over. Alright, it didn't, but at least we got the flop. Okay, that's a bit unfortunate. Where is she? Oh, she's up on her shelf, ignoring us. Okay. Now that we got that out of the way, we're going to make our way over to Shai Yuto, which is hidden down below near a stable. Alright, and we are able to clip out very quickly, which is nice. I do not have bombs out. That's okay. Let's do a midair and get that into a super launch. And if we get here quickly enough, we won't have to bomb through this wall. I left that bomb there just so I could blow up the wall and not have to waste any time getting out of here. And this one ends up being a little bit tricky for me sometimes. Alright, no problem. Sometimes I can't make it onto that peg for that wind bomb, but that one was pretty smooth. Alright, getting out of here is a bit tricky. You'll notice that Breath of the Wild is a very laggy game, and you're right, it is. That lag can also mess up wind bomb launches. For whatever reason, it messes up the alignment and collision, so we need to do a little bit of a lag reduction strategy here. So to reduce lag, we go ahead and look up as much as we can. Get that super launch. I think we missed it, but it's fine. And then we're going to do it one launch that's going to get us pretty far, all the way to KO Macaw. Okay. A lot of height, not a ton of speed. But it gets the job done.
Speaking of getting the job done, do I have a couple of seconds I can
Of course.
put a donation in?
Yeah.
All right. I got a $1 donation from the Brooks to my Dun. Now, if you lose your one and only, there's always room here for the lonely to watch your broken dreams dance in and out of the beams of a neon moon.
If you're not weeping right now, you're dead inside.
Someone donated $5 to let me sing Sunrise Sunset, but I have to pull that one up because I haven't heard it in a while.
I love it.
So,
Well done.
thank you for those donations. I will debase myself further for more money. I am willing to do it.
Alright, so what you saw me do right there was I was getting Skew again for a test of strength we have coming up. So instead of getting Skew on the shrine, it's a bit more preferable to get it at a reliable spot, which that one for me is pretty good. Also, this next wind bomb is a tricky one because we have a mountain that's in our way. Looks like we're gonna hit it. No, we're gonna curve around it a little bit, but the launch itself is pretty slow. Oops. No worries. Alright. Not really getting anything perfect for this run, but that's okay. We just need to go ahead and get through the route. So here we got a test of strength, which you might be saying to yourself, Orcrist, all you have on you is an axe. What are you going to do with this test of strength? Well, I'll show you. I'm going to drop a square bomb on this ledge, and line ourselves up with it. Whoops. And then do a backflip into bullet time. And then send ourselves over the cutscene trigger. Clip through the wall. Has collision on both sides, remember? And there you go, no problem. And there goes our shield. Alright. That easy.
You do make it look easy.
Trust me, when I fail, it looks very easy. Alright, so this next one we got coming up is, if you get it right, it feels very good. I call it the Neum, so we'll see if we get the Neum right here. Where this next one is going to send us is right over Lake Hylia Bridge, and if I do it right, Link is going to basically just graze his toenails on it. Which I don't think we got the Neum. I'm sorry, everyone. No. Almost. We almost Neumed. Alright, but that's okay. Coming up is maybe the funnest shrine to show off. So get your Kobe's ready in chat, because we're going to play a little basketball here. So for this one, you might remember you use a bomb blast to send a block riding upward, and you kind of like spring link through a hole, where we're gonna cheese it just a little bit. First, Kobe. And then run through here and fail it in a most mysterious way that I've never seen before. Haha. I really have not. That was interesting. Try that again. There we go. There's one block that is already loose for you, and we just pop link through there by running over it. Oh well, we tried. Now, next coming up is probably the worst bullet time bounce in the entire route. There aren't that many. There's only 3. But this is definitely the worst of the 3, because we need to enlist the help of one of our Lizalfos friends, which are a cursed enemy. They're uncooperative, fast, finicky, but hopefully we'll get them to cooperate with us. We pop over this hill, and I'm going to use an arrow to distract him and pull him into a better position. And we need to avoid his friend as well. We can drop down now. And even though I'm right in front of him, he didn't see me for some reason. Which is normal. Okay. Got out of there just as that guy was swinging, and that's pretty good. It's not perfect. It's a bit high. We're gonna go ahead and land just a little bit early, and then pull out one of our turn wind bombs again to meet the rest of the distance. Where am I going? Who knows? Over this way, I guess.
He went on that away, Sarge.
Oh, I stopped a little too early. Anyway. Not the best, but we got out of there, and that's what's important. Alright, this is gonna surprise the lot of you, but we're gonna do a wind bomb in this shrine. It's gonna take us right to the monk. Who knew? But that's how it's gonna go. This actually used to be, before wind bombs were discovered, maybe the scariest shrine in all shrines, because it's really difficult to cheese. But now it's just nothing. Meow. Alright, next you're going to see me do kind of a unique super launch. We're going to go into VR for a second, so apologies if you get motion sick, but going into VR mode allows you to generate more lag, and in this area it's kind of difficult to get any in the first place, so fair warning. Okay. We got that lag we needed, and it's taking us basically where we need to go. We'll say hello briefly to Todd the Hinox up there. I just named him that. Hello, Todd. Sleep well. And then we're gonna go ahead and get Skew right here on this circle, because we're doing yet another test of strength. I've been watching in VR the whole time. That's the only way to do it. Now you're in quadruple VR mode. Alright, same arena, same plan. Okay. I'm actually gonna highlight Cryonis here because it's gonna set up a nice little ledge for us to do our next set of wind bombs from. Okay. Now we're a bit trapped down here, kind of at sea level, and we have quite a bit of distance vertically that we want to get up. But if we can position these wind bombs correctly, we'll be able to get up to the Rota'u Shrine pretty easily. I needed to look at notes. Don't mind me, I've just been running this for 2 years.
I believe in you. Let me know when I have time to sing something else for the people.
Oh, you got time.
I got time?
Sing away.
Right, this is by popular demand, Dayman asking for sunrise, sunset. So. Sunrise, sunset, sunrise, sunset, swiftly flow the days. Seedlings turn overnight to sunflowers, easoming even as we gaze. There you go, there's your sunrise, sunset, day, man.
Beautiful.
I honestly, I hadn't heard that song in so long. I was like, da-da, da-da, da-da.
Did you need to look up the lyrics?
I did. I remember the years one. I didn't remember the days part, but I was like, all right, so I'm gonna get this going. So there you go, Dayman. I apologize for everyone's ears. Did okay. Did my best.
Hey, we appreciate it. All right. That was Rota'u. Quick work. It is an easy one to die in, so we got some good luck there for once. Next launch is what everyone will call the worst launch in the game. For whatever reason this one just sort of sucks. But hopefully we'll get a little bit of kind lag and speed here. Oh, we lagged out the moment we went into VR. Told you.
I don't know if it's me or just the time of night, but we did lose 12 people when I started to sing, so...
Maybe
donate to prevent me from singing in the future.
Maybe they were hoping that you sing Wannabe by the Spice Girls. Who knows?
If you want to be my lover, you gotta get with my friends.
You gotta get with his friends. It's a condition, everyone.
Make it last forever. Friendship never ends.
What do you think about that, chat? Now you know how I feel.
This song speaks to me on an ethereal level.
I'm just deteriorating. It's fine. All right, so clever little turn setup here. Reese Witherspoon. What about her?
You're Reese Witherspooning away. Get it? Withering.
That's right. Okay. That's maybe my funnest shrine casually. I like Kamyatak a lot. I think it's had a lot of fun puzzles in it, but we just kind of fly over them. It's a bit of a shame. Alright, next we're doing a BTB up to Moglaton and Mount Satori. It's kind of a tricky one, so we'll have to execute pretty well here. Hopefully I can show you the ideal movement, or at least ideal in how I do it. So we do a midair over to our guy here, Mr. Moblin, and distract him with an arrow. And ready up our ice arrow. Okay, and I unequipped the bow, which gets me more height and stamina management, but I'm going kind of far to the left, which is a shame. That's going to mess up my fiendish plan here.
Well, did you donate for We Didn't Start the Fire? That's repugnant.
Alright, not so bad.
That one will do.
All the BTB assistants should have names. Alright, we can go ahead and name that guy Christopher. Christopher the Moblin. He dreamed one day of getting into sales and making his mama proud. Now he just sits in front of a shack and gets BTB'd off. It's really sad. Alright. Easy little wind bomb there, just doing a backflip setup to get across all these puzzles. And now we're going to be heading over to Sheemdago's, which has kind of a funky sort of crowd pleaser type strat in it that I'm definitely going to show off. Meow. I know, it's bedtime. What am I doing? Who knows, cat? Who knows? Alright.
Marcy's giving you the business.
Isn't she, though? Not surprising, though. Oh, she's on screen now. We got a cat, ladies and gentlemen. Hello.
Cat! Cat!
I won't blame her for that. Okay. Because we failed one, I need to eat. So this is a shrine quest where you have to shoot an arrow through 2 hoops at once. Which, you know, they expect you to waste your time with, but we know how to do it. Meow. Say hi, Mercy. Alright, so in this one we're going to do a damage boost to pop us over to the monk instead of just a typical wind bomb, because this actually ends up being a bit more reliable. And it's pretty funny too. So all we do is just face link this direction, do a shield jump and unequip the shield, pop him right over. I actually took some ragdoll damage. That's pretty unusual. Yeah, we took damage. Marcy's a big fan of taking damage.
Can I butcher we didn't start the fire now?
Of course you can.
Thank you. I can get my, you know, my Billy Joel going, you know, I'm like bobbing.
I thought you were scatting into it. Go ahead.
Harry Truman, Doris Day, Red China, Johnny Ray, South Pacific, Walter Winchell, Joe DiMaggio, Joe McCarthy, Richard Nixon, Studebaker, Television, North Korea, South Korea, Marilyn Monroe, Rosenberg, H-Bomb, Sugar Ray, Parmesan, Brando, the King and Iron, the Catcher in the Rye, Eisenhower, Vaccine. There you go, that's it. That's all I paid for.
Beautiful.
For $16 more, we'll put Marcy's name back on the screen because that's where we're at in this stream.
All threats.
I mean, what's the name of your co-commentator? We don't know.
Yeah, who knows? Who knows who's in my lap screaming at me and angry that we're not in bed? It could be anybody.
My cat wants me to go to bed, and then when I get there, he's like, malevolent about it.
Well, the moment's passed. He can't bother with you now.
Yeah, I know. It's a real shame.
Alright. That wind bomb's a bit trickier than it looks. I occasionally just brick Link's face directly into the ledge. I have to do a different little backup strat. Next bit of movement is a bit clumsy sometimes, but I think that I have it figured out in a way that it's at least moderately acceptable. So we need to go up this way I hope he grabs that. No, he decided to not grab that. Okay. And he decided to not grab that either. Okay. Well, I guess we do this now. Okay. This is fine. This is where we wanted to be. Oh boy. Okay. Wheels are coming off here. I had to go ahead and talk about it. Okay. Alright, now... Alright, that's what I wanted to happen initially. Wanted to get up to that area so I could get some lag and then do a turn wind bomb super launch. Getting this direction toward Maniatoma. Okay. Not ideal in the least bit, but acceptable. Sort of. For anyone curious out there, trying to speed run with a cat laying on your arms is not the easiest thing in the world. Oh, I shouldn't have eaten that. New category.
New category.
Hell yeah. So this is not what I would do normally, but I wanted to show it off because it's just so funny. There goes the cat, everyone. She's had enough. Okay, next we're going to Magnara, which is a nice easy one because it has just a blessing shrine in it, which is sort of a joke given that you don't really have to do anything but just get to it. Let's see if we can get a good angle. I'm not a fan. We're gonna need to do a backup here because we don't have enough height. There we go. I need to be careful to drop a bomb and blow up that wall and not kill myself. It's a lot easier than it looks, trust me. The killing yourself part. The surviving is the hard part. Alright, so coming up we have the third BTB, which is pretty hard, at least the way that I do it. I do it in kind of a setupless fashion. The only thing that I do to get the enemy in the position that I want is just to get him to notice me. Notice me, senpai, I say. But getting there in the correct timing and in the correct way is not the easiest part, so we'll see. We'll see what we do. Earlier today in a no reset, I failed it 3 times, I think. So we're hoping for first try. Oh boy. We'll see. You don't think anyone has said about Cinnamon Watch? This is my setup. Setupless is my setup.
There you go. I like it.
We midair. Notice me, senpai. And you want to hit his shoulder. Perfect. There you go.
We have another song if I can steal the stream again.
I think you have to.
I'm sorry, Orcris, you know, it's not what you signed up for.
Oh, I think it's exactly what I signed up for.
All right, here we go. This is the chat heard me. They did. It's tearing on my heart. It's tearing up my heart when I'm with you. But when we are apart, I feel it too. And no matter what I do, I feel the pain. With or without you. Bum bum ba bum 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 ba bum bum bum.
I think that original song had train whistles in it. I remember.
Yes, it did. Hey. Right. $14 away. We can do it.
That's the song I'm gonna think of every time that I think about you, CJ. Just so you know.
I'm telling you, like I put some heart into that one. I was like channeling like 2000s me, singing that song with my head pressed against the window.
All right. That's kind of a difficult one. You need enough height and speed to sort of clear this snowfield area. And a thing I never mentioned about this shield, it's what we call a slick shield. There are only a few shields like it in the game, but it has this property to it that it gets up to top speed very quickly, whether you're on flat or normal ground. So see, we can go ahead and just slide on flat ground as though we were running. So it's a handy thing to have in this route, for sure. Now this shrine we do essentially casually, because the other strats just aren't really quick enough. But we do kind of cheese it a little bit. The game wants you to walk up this winding system of platforms. We're just going to flick up the block and freeze it. And get our key, and we're on our way. Alright. So not a bad Shah-Gamma segment. It's kind of a scary part of the run, I'll admit, because if you do fail any of those wind bombs, you're kind of stuck out in the middle of nowhere, and it does not feel good. And coming up next is the last shrine in the entire branch. We've gone from the Shrine of Resurrection. We have not warped once, everybody. And no, wrong warps don't count. We have not gone to the map menu and menued anywhere. That was an interesting fail right there. Do I want to reload? I want to reload. Because we're getting a little bit late in the run and we don't want to run out of food. And that was a weird thing to happen right there. I guess the game heard me talking smack about not having warped yet. It was like, well, we'll throw a reload at you. How about that? Now, this is one of the maze shrines, one of 3. Maybe you remember it from your casual play, maybe you don't. But if you just fly over it, you can find the solution to it right here. Almost ran out of stamina. I was a bit scared there for a second, but it ended up being just fine. $14 away from the Master Sword glitch. I will be doing a brief glitch showcase for everyone. I'm going to be showing off a trick that you at home, yes, you can do, and another one that was discovered just yesterday that may kind of blow the roof off of this game.
Chat, it's time for one last train for day 6.
Day 6. That's a hell of a lot of work, everybody, from the SDAT people, just so you know. It doesn't take, doesn't put itself on, if you will. So speedrunning marathons take a whole lot of work, and I think it's definitely worth the reward. Alright, so there's our one and only warp in the entire run, which is kind of unheard of in a category of this length and with this amount of movement in it. Alright, so this is not one that I love, but I've been a bit better about it lately. And that's not great, but it's fine. Oh. I just imagine being that bokoblin, waiting for 100 years for Link to show up. And he flies in naked, and he sounds the horn for his comrades to come to his aid, and then the naked guy just leaves.
So Tarzan.
Yeah, exactly. Less screaming, though. Just a little bit less.
That's where George of the Jungle had a leg up over Tarzan, less screaming.
That's true. Okay, we're getting Skew right there for the next shrine, a test of strength. Handy little optimization. Now this is kind of a weird one. We need to hop onto the back of the shrine, which is not exactly the most, I guess, intended thing that they expect you to be able to do, but there's one little spot that you can reach up onto. Here we go. Okay. I was a little worried I might lag myself out there, but we got that VR super launch. Alright, here's a good NPC we're about to meet here and ignore. Or maybe... oh, she noticed. She was not able to load in before we got there, so never mind.
I've got 2 donations really quick.
Oh.
We put out the call. We had a $2 donation from Anonymous that says one last ride. And then immediately followed up by a $15 donation from Digital Buddha, Choo Choo, which gets us the Master Sword Glitch Showcase. And also puts the Mario Party 2 incentive all the way down to 70, which is really crazy. We zerged that down. We were 200 earlier. So get those donations in, guys. You guys are doing awesome. You know, I believe in all of you. Believe in you, chat. Thank you. Orchrist, here you go. You can have it back.
All right. Well done. Marcy's back. We are getting the glitches shown off. You'll get a teaching lesson from yours truly for free. Well, I guess it wasn't for free, but I'm volunteering it for free. No extra charge, let's put it that way. Okay. Now, coming up here, no lie, is the hardest shrine in the game. There is no skip for it. You must perform frame-perfect tricks in succession in order to pass this shrine, so I'm going to need a lot of good energy coming up for this Tamul. So first, we must do the impossible, but hold B and forward, and then throw a bomb and blow it up, and then jump, and then run some more, and jump again, and a third time, and we did it. Impossible, but we did make it through. It's a joke I tell every time.
It gets funnier every time.
It just keeps getting funnier. It's the joke that keeps on happening, not giving. It gives nothing.
You guys, it just keeps happening.
All right. Okay. This one's a bit tricky because it's positioned in a strange spot. And that's a bit weak, but that's okay. Nothing a little bit of jogging can't fix. Any joggers? And this wind bomb is a bit funny. Sometimes you crash into the ceiling and have to try and save it some way, and other times there's no problem at all. So let's see what kind of coin flip we get here. We got the smack. But luckily our angle was good that we didn't have to do any shenanigans. Okay, now moving on to Sadahaj, which maybe has the most inconsistent skip for me. You kind of need a ragdoll to be your friend here. But we'll get to that in just a second. First, what we have to do is curve around a mountain and get into this kind of like little nook hidden underneath the base of Death Mountain, which we have here just in front of us. Okay. And that might send us a bit far to the left, but not too bad. Okay. Now this one's awkward because you need to face in a specific spot, and just kind of the interaction of standing on one of these elevator pegs and turning to the right just sort of upsets the game. So, okay. Well, there you go. I thought I got Link to cooperate, but I ended up messing it up anyway. Alright. Could be better, could be worse. Trust me. Okay, moving on to Zkasho. This used to be one of the most cursed shrines, but yours truly came up with a nice little strategy for getting past it, so something to kind of look forward to there. The problem, though, is that it is on the other side of a pretty tall ridge, so we're going to need to do some very tricky height wind bombs to get over. Hopefully our square bomb despawned. It did. And there it goes, tumbling down the mountain as planned. Alright, looks like we're just gonna clear it. Alright, not bad. So I invented this strat because the way of getting over it with a normal front hop was a bit tricky, so what we're gonna do is set up a backflip wind bomb instead. That looks... oh, we caused some problems for ourselves. Let's see if this works. This is for science. We just killed ourselves instead. Whoops! I don't think I swapped back over, unfortunately. So, forget what I said about it being a good setup. Okay, let's try this again. Okay. Landed on the stairs. Not bad for second try, I guess. Alright, we only have 2 more shrines left, guys. And I wanted to finish at least within 5 minutes over PB, and we're 3:49 over, unfortunately. But there's marathon runs for you. Who knows what'll happen. And we haven't had the best of execution and luck this run. So this one is maybe the scariest because we do have to go into the hot zone of Death Mountain, and that is something we do not have protection against. To get there, we do a couple of wind bombs to pop up to this ledge. And then we're gonna do a turn wind bomb going this direction. Okay. And I'm gonna do another mid-air because we're a bit low. And we're not quite in the hot zone, which is good. We're gonna fill up our health just so we don't make any decisions we regret. And I'm not gonna try and super launch that because I don't need to. I'm on fire! Alright.
I'm on fire, Ricky Bobby.
Help me, Oprah Winfrey.
Help me, Tom Cruise.
I'm glad you knew that. That would have been awkward. Okay. So... found that using a square bomb first there makes that the easiest to not fail. And now we just have one more shrine left inside of Korok Forest, which, believe it or not, is a lot closer than you'd think. So this one is a bit tricky and maybe a bit luck-based, but we'll see. Alright, well we didn't hit a rock, which is nice. Okay. Now we're gonna go down toward that direction. Not blow ourselves up, hopefully. Then we'll be upsetty. And there is our goal right there, that pink tree there. One more difficult launch and we'll be on our way to being done with this run. Okay. See if our speed and height is enough. Oh, Link. You D student. Sometimes Link decides to grab one of those tree branches, and that means a void out. I'm not really sure where that's gonna put us. Okay, that's not so bad. Oh, I don't know what I hit there, but it's fine. We're here. Yep, doesn't know how to not get lost. Alright, one more launch, and that is essentially GG. Last thing we need to do in the run is turn in all these spirit orbs we've been collecting. And turn them into hearts, and then pull that Spada Suprema. And, you know, 3.5 minutes over PB, well under estimate, not bad.
That's pretty good.
Yeah. All right. Now, luckily for us, there is a goddess statue right here inside the Deku tree. Alright. So that is the run, essentially. I'll just take a minute to plug myself. Hi, I'm Orcrist. I stream on Twitch. I do Breath of the Wild speedruns like this, like all shrines, like Master Sword and Dungeons. We like to have fun there. I also make some YouTube content that's pretty poggers. And that's about all I got to say about me. Breath of the Wild community is a great community. We all support each other, work together on different stuff, some of which I'm about to show you just now with this little glitch expo. And yeah, if you like this run and you'd like to learn or check some of these things out, be sure to find the speedrun Discord. Check out all the resources there. I've made some of the resources myself, various tutorials or walkthroughs of runs. And we'd love to have you. Alright, just 2 more to turn in. And shoutouts to my cat, of course, who still can't believe it's not bedtime. Ding. All right. One last little trick. I'm gonna slide down and hopefully land right by the sword. We did not make it. Failure. And we got a couple of cutscenes to skip, and then we will go ahead and pull the sword, and the timer will start, or will stop once the sword comes out of the stone. All right. 130 ain't bad.
That's pretty good.
And that's time. 131.03 is what I got. I'm sure it's something else on the layout, but hey, I can't be too mad about that.
We got a 130.103 on the layout.
Perfect. And thanks for the GGs, everyone. Alright, so there we go. Master Sword Restricted. Breath of the Wild. It's a decent run to get into if you want to learn some of the major glitches of this game. Plenty of stuff to see in the game, and a good intro to other categories. So now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to reload the last save. And I didn't get any wood anywhere, so I'm going to need to get wood somewhere first before I show off the glitch. Something I forgot to do, but that's okay. So we'll reload this one, and we'll go find a tree to cut down so we can get a wood bundle. Now this is something that you can all do at home, I promise. If you have this game, if you're interested in doing a glitch and impressing your cat, or, you know, who else do you have inside your home? I'm not sure.
Some people have children.
Some people have children, believe it or not. Alright, so we got that cutscene. We'll go ahead and find some tree we can cut down somewhere. Help. Let's see. What would be the best place to find wood? Let's see. I'm gonna go ahead and warp away. That seems like the best idea. Can't find a tree to cut down. All of them are too thick. They're too thick boys, you know?
Thicky boy.
Maybe this is not the fastest option, but, you know. Runner not paying attention to what he's supposed to be doing. Alright. Let's try this again. So the requirements that you need for this are either flint or fire arrows or a flame weapon, something to light a campfire, wood, and getting near the Master Sword before it's pulled. What you do, you run over here to the Master Sword itself, get your flame source ready, put the wood down next to it, and then light it on fire. Okay, and then you get the prompt sit up here in front of you. Try not to get Link on fire. Okay. Just want to make sure that I'm in range. Alright, so then you tilt the camera all the way overhead and wait until morning and literally just tap A. And there you go. You got the Master Sword.
What in the motherfucker?
That's all you do.
Oh my god!
It's
That's so cool!
It's literally the easiest glitch in the world. Alright, so that I would warp away to do the next glitch showcase, but if I warp away with the Master Sword, then I'll get the Master Sword Trials cutscene, and we don't want to sit through that. So we'll go ahead and reload, and then I'm going to go to the Great Plateau Tower, because that's the easiest place to like really show this off. So this glitch was discovered literally yesterday, hot off the presses. It's called BLSS, which I think stands for Bacon, Lettuce, Salami, Sandwich. No. Bow, Lock, Smuggle, I don't know. I'm calling it Sky Sliding because I think that's a better name. What you need for this glitch are a shield, a bow, and something to hold like a bomb. So we put a bomb in front of us and take out our bow, and then we press B and pause together, and we unequip the shield, re-equip the shield, pick up, and now we're in a locked bow animation where we're holding the item and the bow, and then we jump and press B and plus together. Missed it. Okay, we got it there. Unequip the shield. Re-aim the bow, so now you have your bow and your bomb stuck to your hands. And then you just go on a ledge and hold B. And you just go flying. Now, you're thinking like, why is this useful? Well, if we wiggle, it starts to send you at a tremendous speed the opposite direction. And we're just chilling. No damage, no stamina, just schmoovin'. This is gonna transform quite a few categories. Maybe not the one that I just did because we don't travel many far distances, but you can tell that it's going to be pretty useful. So we've already traveled, you know, maybe a kilometer in seconds and doing, nothing to do it, except a little bit of wiggling. And the only way that it fails is if you let go of B or you hold the control stick in neutral. You always have to be heading a direction. Look at that dodge. What you got on me? Nothing. Yeah, hitting walls doesn't break it, but if you go on something that you can walk on, then it does. Or maybe it doesn't. I don't know. We're still really testing it and trying to figure out what's best to do with it. How to, like, control the direction, all that sort of stuff. Because it's not the easiest thing to control. It tends to, like, send you in kind of, like, weird trajectories, but yeah, there you go.
That's blowing my mind.
Isn't it weird?
It's so weird.
And you can do it holding multiple, like, different objects, like rocks, or people are using it to solve some quests quicker, where you have to, like, carry an object. They just, like, stick the object to their hands and do this exact same thing. So it's going to make quite a few things faster in other categories, but mostly travel.
Yeah, I can definitely see that. That's definitely the preferred way of travel for all the new denizens of Hyrule.
Yeah. There you go. That is BLSS, or sky sliding.
Awesome. Thank you so much for this run. This was really fun. The glitches were really cool. Totally worth it. Is there anything else you wanted to say before we go?
No, I don't have anything else to say. Thanks again for having me, guys. It's always an honor to work with you guys, and raising money for Save the Children is an amazing cause. So thanks for all the work that you've done, and thanks for having me.
Thank you so much. We really appreciate it. Always glad to have you. Thank you to everybody who's been watching. We're going to take one last pause for the cause, and then we're going to wrap it up for day 6 of SpeedDocsAthon 2021.
Bye, everyone.